Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Unemployed to Legend with Wigan Athletic. My name is Craig and welcome to the start of the new season in the Championship. We have our first game against Oxford coming up. We also have a second game just a few days after this, in game time of course, against Middlesbrough at home. Now, after the transfer window that we had in the previous episode, we signed a lot of players. Granted, a lot of them were young players, but about half of them are still signings that we made to improve this team. Obviously, as I mentioned towards the end of the last video, in the past 12 months in game I've had to take the squad from looking like a League 2 squad to League 1 and now trying to make them look like a Championship squad. It's a quick turnaround and I don't know how successful it's going to be, but we've got the opportunity, so why not just roll with it. So just before I get into the team that we're going to send out against Oxford, including many of those players who we brought in and that I showed you in the last video, and if you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. There are a few players in there who I think you'll be quite surprised at, or maybe not surprised, but more, yeah, maybe they can do the job, hopefully. So the club vision this season is pretty much avoid relegation. It was originally fight bravely against relegation, but now the board want me to avoid relegation, which is going to be a big job in and of itself. So the team we're going to send out against Oxford, who are another team who's expected to finish around us in the league, and we'll have a quick look at the season preview before we get into the game. But firstly, Archer in goal, Declan John at left back with Lynch and Mengi at centre back, Naginda at right back because Darnell Johnson, also our new captain, is on international duty, I believe at the Gold Cup. McEachran in the base of the midfield with Hughes and Scowen ahead of him, Lang on the left wing, Schmidt on the right wing, Ricky J. Jones up front. So just before we get into the game, just a quick look at the season preview. We were originally predicted to finish I think 22nd, and now it's only 21st, so the media are assuming we're going to be in a relegation battle. Depending how we start this season, it completely depends. But the aim of the first part of the season, of course, is not just match fitness, but also just to iron out any kinks in the system, if you will. It is still the 4-3-3, but at the same time, I honestly don't know how this team is going to do. It's actually the first time, personally, I've been in the Championship for, I think, maybe 10 years in Football Manager. It's certainly been a very, very long time. Okay, let's pump some fists. We should be winning this one fairly comfortably. Really? Liam Richardson? Really? Probably should have gone for something a little bit more, or a little bit less conspicuous. Nevertheless, we'll send the lads out and attempt to get a victory. Oh, I just realised we are on a balanced mentality. Let's go positive and see how well that does. Let's give the lads some encouragement at the same time. Oh, there you go. Look at that. They're motivated. They're happy at the moment, apart from Schmidt, who's nervous. He hasn't learned anything from last year, has he? Last season. And that's the first goal of the season conceded. Just over half an hour on the clock, and that's the first noteworthy highlight as well. What went wrong here then for Dice to get the ball in the back of the net and nobody marking him? That was the problem. Ay. Some things don't change, do they? Conceding effectively from a set piece. I like how they tell me we should man mark this person. Well, what the hell happened to Lang? Why is his energy so far low? That is not good news. Right, let's see if we can launch an attack maybe for the first time this season. That doesn't help. But yes, I'm not a big fan of the fact that my assistant manager decides to man mark after the goal has gone in. And let's go in is through here, and my goodness, Scowen just smashed one into the back of the net. His first goal of the season, as well as Wigan's. Beautiful cross here, by the way. Beautiful ball forward by, I think it was Hughes. Let's have a look at this. Emir Hughes with the ball forward, going with the well-timed run, and he absolutely lashed that into the bottom corner. Keeper wasn't saving that. I don't think he had any idea what was going on. John with the throw. McEachran. Mengi. As we continue to try to play the ball out. Schmidt. Scowen. Crosses it over to Nginda. Jones wasn't quite there. Nginda again. And Jones with his first goal of the season. And that makes me very, very happy to see that. The £1 million buy is off the mark. Absolutely sensational stuff. Good cross here by Nginda. His first cross didn't get to Jones, but he decided to have a second bite at the cherry, and Jones was there to side foot that home. Exceptional stuff, and Hughes and Lang are looking very, very tired. I'm going to try and get to the hour mark before taking them off. I do not want injuries to them. They've both been injured in pre-season, so it's worth keeping an eye on that. And that was a long looping throw into the box. McEachran. Hughes. Oh! Oh, am I supposed to take him off? Okay, you know what, we'll do it now anyway. So Hughes is going to come off. Yeah, let's have a look at Le Chabala. I haven't actually seen him in action yet. Have we got anyone? Yes, we do actually. We have Bowler. Bowler can come on that right hand side. Schmidt can go across to the left. I know that they're both influential players, but I don't really want to risk injury, to be honest. McEachran is now also tired as well. Pearson can come on, but I just want to give him a bit of time. Normally I would have, well, I say normally, I was hoping that because we brought in Leighton Clarkson, he would fill in that role when McEachran wasn't playing, but unfortunately Clarkson is injured for another 3 weeks, so Pearson is going to come on in that midfield, in that defensive midfield role. Scowen is also tired. Nginda's also tired. Unfortunately, those two are going to have to see the game out. Well cleared there. Bowler, it's the first time I've seen him in action, and Jones just left the defender for dead. Look at the pace! Oh my god! The pace of Jones! He just left the defenders for dead. He left one of them on his backside. Oh my gosh, yeah, he just made one slip. This one here had no hope of catching him. Like, he had zero hopes of just catching him. Right, drop a bit of praise. Hopefully we can maybe score another one. Pearson. Bowler. Oh my gosh, Bowler. Beautiful. First time I've seen him as well since he signed. And my goodness, we are putting Oxford United to the sword here. Let's just drop it back to balance. Let's just take it easy a little bit. Do a bit of time wasting. And just start to slow the pace down a little bit, because some of my players are starting to look a bit tired. I'm looking at Scowen and Nginda in particular on that one. Lynch. That wasn't a great clearance by you, Lynch, really, was it? Or pass, whatever you want to call that. And Lopez. Oh my gosh. Oh, Archer did well. He recovered well there. He recovered very well, because that ball did come off the post across the goal. And that is a very, very satisfactory first day at the office. Yep. It was a good comeback. We were 1-0 down, and I was just thinking, are we going to be doing that all season? I mean, who knows? We've still got 45 games to go. That was an attacking display. I was very happy to see. Well done. Jones makes an immediate impact. Oh yes, he did. I mean, oh my gosh, the pace. I mean, the pace shouldn't really be that surprising. He's got an 18 on acceleration and pace. The man is a bullet. There's no saying anything else. He is a bullet. And he's going to be leaving defenders, hopefully, on their backsides all season, scoring goals for fun. Right, we will be back for the Middlesbrough game, our first home game in the Championship this season. The team now for our second game against Middlesbrough. Archer in goal, James on the left with Mengi and Pearson at centre-back. In fact, let me just swap them over. Johnson has returned from international duty, he's at right-back. McEachran at the base of the midfield, Hughes and Scowen ahead of him. In fact, is Hughes, he's gaining sharpness, so just keep an eye on him as the game goes on. Schmidt and Bowler on the wings, left and right respectively, with Ricky J. Jones up front after his excellent display in the last game. Again, just trying to get some match fitness into a few players as we start getting more and more games into the season. So it's also just a good try. It's a good opportunity as well, just to have a look at some of these players. I just gave it to my assistant. You know what? I chickened out of that. Let's just give it to the assistant manager. I don't know what to expect against Middlesbrough. Yes, we were playing. Okay, I can expect that apparently. Patrick Smith sticking the ball in the back of the net from a throw-in set piece. Johnson with a good throw here. I think Hughes flicks it on. Yes, he does. And Schmidt was first to the ball. 1-0 after 5 minutes. So I was about to say, I don't know really what to expect from this match. Middlesbrough obviously are a more established championship side. One thing to remember about that Oxford United's result: Oxford came up with us. And why was Reece James was up there? Why? Where was Jones? Oh my goodness, Archer's a long way out there. There he is. He's back at left back somehow. He's got some good pace about him. Oxford came up with us, so that was a good gauge against where we stood against them. And Schmidt has just scored his second of the game, second of the season. I thought Jones had completely missed it. I don't know, he might have, but thankfully Schmidt was behind him to slot that ball home on the half volley. Again, all the work from Johnson on the right hand side here, the captain having a good start to the season, and I think Jones did miss it. Schmidt thankfully was there to stick it in on the rebound, not the rebound, on the half volley. Very good start to the game. Schmidt having a very good start to the game. It's his first start of the season, of course. He was... No, wait, did he start the last game? No, he started the last game. I'm losing track of who's starting where. It's really not that good. Right, Middlesbrough are trying to build an attack here, and they are going to be a dangerous team, and there is the danger. Stephen Walker scoring for Middlesbrough, and they are back in the game after 25 minutes. It's been a hectic first half an hour in our first home game of the season. And I believe I scouted him during the summer. Fletcher, actually. Walker, unfortunately, beaten the offside trap, which wasn't what we wanted to see. Could be a season where we see a lot of goals from our games. Who knows? Bowler. Who can he find? He can find Sculwin. And unfortunately Sculwin couldn't actually find anyone. And instead the ball was ricocheted out, and Middlesbrough have it here. And this is looking very dangerous, and thankfully the ball was won back there. Hughes now bringing it forward. Who can he find? He can find Jones, who can find the back of the net. His third goal in 2 games. Oh yes. It seems that, certainly at the moment, the advanced forward role is suiting Jones very, very well. In fact, he started that move. He brought the ball down, played into Hughes. Hughes brought it forward and played in Jones. Sensational stuff. You probably can't tell from how quiet my voice is at the moment. It's getting a bit late, and of course the house starts echoing with the sound of my voice if I speak louder. We are coming up on half time here, and I'm just hoping, well, I was about to say I hope things calm down a little bit, but we have a free kick on the edge of the area here. McEachran delivers into the area, and it is 4-1. Tiedemann Mengi with his first goal of the season. He is a threat from headers. He's a very good defender. He's a very good header of the ball. Oh no, it wasn't even him, it was Pearson! Pearson headed it across goal for Mengi. I completely missed that. Pearson is a very good header of the ball, isn't he? That's why we aim for him at set pieces. Right, keep it going, lads. Get those outstretched arms, lads. Keep it going. And Bowler, my goodness, he did one heck of a clearance. I think him and Sculwin have lethal shots on them. Wood. And James thankfully won the ball back there. Nice little header. And why is Schmidt all the way over there? Hughes. into McEachran, and Jones. No, that ball was too fast even for him. If a ball was going too fast even for Jones, then you need to look at your delivery, son. Oh, good grief, that was a poor touch. No, that was a terrible touch. And who was that? Was that James or was that Pearson? Let's have a look at this. It was James. Oh, that was terrible. Horrid. Team's starting to tire just a little bit, so we need to start looking at substitutions very, very soon. Johnson, my goodness, Johnson just dipped. See if he can recover, but at the moment mistakes are starting to creep in now, and Bowler doing his best to try and win the ball back. My goodness, Daniel Johnson just absolutely creamed that one of their midfielders. And where is Jones? No, that's not going anywhere. Neither team, it seems, can keep hold of the ball at the moment. Get the ball to Jones. Hughes, still Hughes. James. Oh, it's disallowed. I was about to say this is why you get the ball to Jones, but unfortunately it was disallowed for offside. He was a bit too quick for the defenders there. Oh, give me a break. He was offline by a hairline. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, changes. Bowler's on a hat. Not a hat trick. Bowler. I was about to say Bowler hat trick. Bowler hat, anyone? Bowler's not having a particularly good game. He's on a yellow card, so he is going to go off. Schmidt is going to be on the right. That's why he was on the left side earlier. And you know what? Let's get Declan John on as well. I feel he was a bit more solid compared to James. James has had a decent game, but that mistake just says to me he's tired. Oh, ooh, Johnson. Actually, no, undo that. McGinder's going to come on for Johnson. Johnson is still recovering from being at the Gold Cup. And in fact, what I do want to do is just put McGinder down to a support mentality. Yeah, Hughes, McEachran are starting to tire. We've only got one substitute left. One of them is going to have to, unfortunately, last until the end. Right, Schmidt. He's come very deep now, and there's absolutely no one there, guys. James. You did okay there. Lang, McEachran. Into Jones. Is Jones even onside there? Well, apparently he was. Unfortunately, he couldn't score, but he did get us a corner. He stayed onside that time, though. Oh, God, I don't even know whose head that was going for. Right, we've got 10 minutes left. I do believe we should make a final change. Who was... Oh my gosh, Smith, Hughes and McEachran are all tired. So what we're going to do... Pearson's also tired. So what we're going to do... Williams is going to come on. Pearson's going to drop in stats. Defensive midfield role. But yeah, he can drop in there. He can just drop in on a support duty. Rhys Williams is going to come on for his first appearance of the season. Let's see how he does at centre back alongside Mengi, on loan from Liverpool. Apparently he's got decent potential. Let's see if he can start fulfilling some of that. Well, he didn't there. 4-3. Oh, blimey. He needs to drop back to, I think, balanced mentality. Be ashamed to give this up, to be honest with you, but I have to remember I'm not sure what to expect from this Wigan side. And Jones! Oh, he should have scored! It was set on a plate for him by Lang. I was hoping Lang would just thread that ball into him, and he did beautifully. And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. We're just gonna start to slow this down a little bit, and but I don't know I was so scared there for a moment. I don't know what was going to happen. And Jones has just literally rounded the defender again. Oh, the ball was just taken off him. Last ditch tackle. Corner. Just over. Who was that? Williams, I think. I think Williams was doing the Pearson role there, which kind of makes me think we should be looking at set pieces when Pearson goes into that midfield role. Jones. He was onside there. Oh, he's just been hauled down. Hauled down by Daniel Dodds, and we've got a free kick on the edge of the area. Who is taking this? Is this Hughes? Yes, it is. I've forgotten what his free kicks even look like. Just take your time with this. Didn't have the bend, but thankfully we held on. A 4-3 victory. We'll go with a good win, boys. Well done, because again, it's just building that confidence for the season. And look at that. We are top. Say we are top of the league. It's not going to happen very many times this season, I don't think. I'll be very surprised if we stay there for the rest of the season. I believe that's 3 goals for Ricky J. Jones this season, 2 for Schmidt, and even Mengi got on the score sheet in that one. But we are going to see through probably half a dozen games, so I'm thinking what looks like a tasty game ready to come back for. Leeds definitely looks like a tasty game. I think that's too soon. Too soon? Maybe. We'll probably come back sometime in September, October, whichever game looks quite tasty. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed that, hit the like button down below and click subscribe for more Football Manager content. Again, just trying to survive in the Championship, and that will stay the aim for the rest of the season. Unless we end up in a playoff race. We'll see. Hope to see you in the next video, folks. Take it easy.